Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, Manatee County detectives investigating a home invasion in the eastern portion of the county that left one resident dead. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo joins us live from where that early morning crime took place with more on what we know so far. Dwayne.
Well, Adam, it was 1 o'clock early this morning when deputies responded to a burglary in progress at the home about 50 yards behind me. The cause of death is not being released at this time, but they are calling it a homicide. Deputies say 54-year-old Dwayne Hutchinson was found dead in an upstairs bedroom. When law enforcement arrived on scene, they discovered another victim, Hutchinson's wife, who told them two males entered the home and confronted her. She was transported to a local hospital and later released with no injuries. One neighbor who was afraid to reveal her identity says she was shocked when she heard the incident took place and also says she didn't hear anything when it occurred.
Not a thing, and I live a few hundred yards away and I have several dogs and never heard a peep out of them, never heard anything.
Now, the sheriff's office is still investigating the incident. We also spoke with a number of people nearby who said they couldn't see or hear any commotion when this took place. We will continue to provide updates both on our shows and on our website, mysuncoast.com, as they become available. Reporting live in East Manatee County, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
All right, Dwayne, thank you very much. One person is dead and two responding sheriff's deputies are recovering tonight after a structure fire in Venice. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office and Fire Department responding to that 3-alarm fire on Carmine Road in Venice just after midnight this morning. Two deputies were transported to an area hospital to be treated for smoke inhalation and carbon monoxide exposure, but were released from the hospital before noon. That fire did, however, claim one life. The victim's family has been notified of the death. However, the identity of that person has not yet been released. The state fire marshal is assisting in the investigation. And now let's head over to Wendy Ross for a first check on our weather today. Wendy, how are things out there?
Well, we had some showers and thunderstorms. Some of them were quite heavy, especially down to the south around the Charlotte County area. Severe thunderstorm warnings had gone into effect, but those are since gone, and we are looking at showers really lightened up right now all along our viewing area. Some very light rains moving in from Charlotte County, affecting all of Sarasota County and parts of Manatee as this entire system moves on up towards the north. The heaviest showers and some occasional thunderstorms well to the east, and you can see that taking place over Hardee and DeSoto counties right now. As far as the rainfall amounts, they've been quite heavy in this one area right here in Charlotte County. This all taking place just over a few hours of time, and you can see we had almost 2.5 inches of rainfall concentrated in this small area in Charlotte County, well east of I-75. That all taking place earlier this afternoon. Right now, it's 86 degrees. We're looking at our high humidity and dew point levels, winds out of the west at around 7 miles per hour. And for the rest of tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy skies with those rain showers expected to continue until about 9 o'clock. And then we're going to be seeing clearing skies for the overnight time period. We'll let you know what's going out in the tropics. We'll let you know what we can expect for tomorrow. That's all coming up in just a minute. Adam.
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. A drug addiction conference in Manatee County has wrapped up, leaving those in attendance hopeful for a drug-free future. The Resonant Life Church in Bradenton hosting that first ever Freedom Conference, including lending their support to those dealing with opioid addiction. Saturday featured several guest speakers sharing their own stories of struggle. Organizers say the event was inspired by other programs that had helped them on their road to recovery.
When I came home from that program, I had this urgency in my heart to help the community and help those that were struggling like I was.
My uncle was a huge part of my life. I didn't have a dad growing up, and seeing him go for 20 years using to getting sober and what God did in his life, I wanted that.
Florida has been highly publicized in the national opioid epidemic. According to a report by the state medical examiners, opioids, mostly heroin and fentanyl, killed an average of 14 people per day in Florida during the first half of 2016. The first Marine killed in the Iraq War, from Manatee County is being honored today by an artist from Jacksonville.
Oh my God. That is beautiful.
Christopher Cobb was 19 years old when he was killed fighting in Iraq back in 2004, but it wasn't until several months ago when his mother Sheila Cobb was first contacted by the Jacksonville artist Cliff Leonard, who wanted to create a statue of her son. She sent Leonard several photos, and after months of waiting, she got the first look at that statue earlier today.
I've been waiting for this day. He said it takes him about 2 months to do it. He's still here. He's in my heart. He'll always be in my heart forever. And all the pictures around the house of him, he'll be in my heart forever.
And as you can tell on that statue, when the big moment arrived, Christopher was unveiled wearing his military uniform. Here is the artist's explanation of the symbolism behind the statue's facial expression.
You march by and you do what they call eyes right, because you're looking at generals or presidents or whatever, and you do eyes right. That's a form of a salute.
Right.
So I have him eyes right because he's marching in front of St. Peter, saluting St. Peter.
That statue was molded from clay, and while its base was carved from a piece of wood. Well, 2 people are recovering tonight after the amphibious plane that they were riding crashed on Lake Ashby west of New Smyrna Beach earlier this morning. A boater told 911 dispatchers that he saw the plane come in for a landing on the lake and then flip over. The plane's 2 passengers ended up hanging onto the side of that caller's boat. The victims were transported to the hospital with face and head injuries. Volusia County Sheriff's deputies responded to the scene, and now the NTSB and FAA are currently investigating that incident. Well, starting at sunrise this morning, Mote Marine Laboratory kicked off its annual Lionfish Derby. Hundreds of fishermen taking to the Gulf to hunt the invasive species. For years, lionfish have taken a toll, preying on native marine life. So in an effort to control the population, the fishing tournament is held every year. Sunday, the real fun will begin. That's at Mote, where hunters will be returning with their spoils, and the fish are weighed, cooked, and served to show that if handled properly, lionfish can also be delicious, which I can attest to. I tried it for the first time earlier this week. Venus Williams has been holding court on both sides of the ocean, herself at Wimbledon in the UK, while her lawyers stand in front of a judge in the U.S. But a new video could play out in the tennis star's favor. ABC's Brian Clark has more.
Venus Williams trying to keep up her winning streak on and off the tennis court.
A smile. We haven't seen a smile all week.
Police released this new video showing that deadly crash last month involving the star's SUV.
She still entered that intersection on a green light, and she had the right to be there.
In the video from June 9th, Williams' car can be seen here, driving through an intersection in Palm Beach Gardens. She has the green light. Williams slows down to avoid a car turning left in front of her. Then another car comes from Williams' right and slams into her. The passenger in that car, 78-year-old Jerome Barson, was injured and later died. His wife, Linda, was also hurt.
The grandfather is now gone forever because of the collision Miss Williams caused.
The Barson family attorney contends the new video backs their version of the story, that their client had the right of way. They are suing Williams for wrongful death. Initially, the police report said Williams was at fault. But in a statement on Friday, the department acknowledged the vehicle driven by Venus Williams lawfully entered the intersection on a circular green traffic signal, and that officers are still investigating. Lawyers for both sides say they will examine the cars involved in the crash in order to obtain key data from the vehicle's black boxes. 4,000 miles away, Venus Williams advancing to the 4th round of Wimbledon in pursuit of her 6th individual championship.
So I've had to step it up, and I imagine that's going to continue.
Williams has not been ticketed or charged in the crash, and police say she was not distracted or under the influence. Brian Clark, ABC News, New York.
And earlier this week, a judge granted Williams an emergency order of protection, which stops the Barson family from inspecting her car and downloading its data, arguing that Williams was given less than 24 hours of notice. Williams' side says they just want to wait until all parties can be present. Well, still to come here on ABC 7, the tiny insect making a big impact. What experts say is putting avocados and bay leaves in our state at risk. Plus, a runaway inmate is back behind bars, but new details about the tools of his escape may shock you and give other prison facilities something new to worry about. Stick around.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. We're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
Download ABC7's all-new official Suncoast weather app onto all your devices so you can stay informed wherever you go. With our full-featured all-new weather app, you can get weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. ABC7's all-new official Suncoast weather app, sponsored by Mr. Sparky. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download yours today. Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
For the last 18 years, Samantha's Friends has been assisting people along the Suncoast who have been challenged by catastrophic illnesses or affected by autism obtain a service canine. We need your help. Please show your support by attending our annual Celebrity Gala brunch and fundraiser. Call Sammy Lee at 941-448-8558 for more information.
ABC7's official Suncoast Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit. Download yours today at mysuncoast.com.
Welcome back. Florida Governor Rick Scott and House Speaker Richard Corcoran are expected to soon reach a negotiation over the future of the state-run Florida Lottery. A motion filed on Friday asked for a 30-day stay of the case to allow for negotiations. Corcoran says the Florida Lottery broke the law when it approved a more than $700 million contract with IGT Global Solutions to help run lottery games because it exceeded the department's authorized budget. But an attorney for the lottery says the contract states it is contingent on state funding. We'll never underestimate the destructive power of something tiny. Researchers from Mississippi and Florida say a single female beetle could have been the source of a disease that has killed an estimated 300 million red bay trees, which is also threatening Florida's avocado groves. The beetle and her fungus arrived in Georgia in 2002, and their clones have since spread west into Texas and North Carolina. Researchers at the University of Florida say bay leaves, which are used for cooking, could also face problems if this species spreads into the Mediterranean areas where their bay laurels grow. A convict is back behind bars tonight after his second escape from a South Carolina prison. And get this, authorities say the tools he used to break out may have been delivered by a drone. U.S. Marshals say Jimmy Causey escaped on July 4th armed with a pistol, shotgun, ammunition, cell phones, and nearly $50,000, gaining his freedom with outside help. Investigators believe that a drone dropped wire cutters for Causey right into the prison yard.
This could have been a catastrophic result because of cell phones and drones, and it's a simple fix.
As long as cell phones continue to be utilized by inmates in prisons, we're going to have very well-planned escapes.
The maximum security prison breakout was not the first for this felon, who is serving 5 life sentences for kidnapping, robbery, and burglary. Prison officials say drones delivering contraband is on the rise nationwide. Now they're demanding that federal officials allow them to jam cell phone signals to prevent future breakouts like this one from ever happening. Florida firefighters are leaving the state today to aid in the fight against those western wildfires. 41 firefighters from our state left this morning, the crews flying to Salt Lake City, Utah, alongside 3 additional crews from Puerto Rico and Georgia. 5 Florida Forest Service personnel are already assisting in various positions throughout Arizona, Utah, Colorado, and Montana. It doesn't feel like too long ago that was us.
Oh my goodness, wasn't it? It wasn't a while. Not at all. You're absolutely right. Yeah. It was just a couple of months ago, really, and we have made such tremendous strides.
Yeah. Partially because rainy season hit on day 1, but man, those thunderstorms today were rattling in certain areas.
And especially, you said you saw them early this morning along the coastline. That's what we did see along the coastline this morning. We're going to see pretty much exactly the same setup for tomorrow as well, with showers developing later in the day towards the eastern sections of our state. So what we're looking at right now are the hot temperatures that we did experience throughout the day across our region. And as you can see, we've got temperatures that were in the upper 80s all along the coastline. And then as soon as you get away from the coast, you're starting to see warmer temperatures all the way over towards the east in Sebring, Lake Placid, Punta Gorda. Those were the hot spots with a temperature reading of 93 for the daytime high. The actual temperature for us right here at the airport was 89, 76 the overnight low, and normally we're 90. Yes, 90 is the average for this time of the year. But take a look at the heat index temperatures. This is what's happening right now. And this is what it feels like. That's the heat and humidity combined. 97 on Longboat Key, 96 on Siesta Key. So as you can see, as you're closer to the water, we are looking at 94. Bradenton reporting 96. 99 is what it feels like in Parrish. And then the places where it's been raining, it's certainly much less. We're looking at a feels like temperature in the 70s. So a real contrast to what's going on across our region from the coastline all the way into the interior sections. So we're going to continue to see temperatures dropping. Right now it's actually 86 degrees. It's not in the 90s right now. That feels like temperature. And then dew point humidity levels are high. Winds are coming in out of the west at around 7 miles per hour. We're actually seeing some sunshine across portions of our area, but we're under a lot of cloud cover for the majority of it. And then we've got these lighter showers that have now started to take place, developing and moving on towards the north, and so we're going to see that for the next couple of hours. Here's where that heavier band of rain was, right here over Charlotte County, and of course all of this now moving on up towards the north, and it has really receded as far as the intensity of these showers as it moves on towards the north. And what we're going to be seeing for the overnight time period is that we're not going to be getting any more rain, but then by the early morning hours we've got these showers located offshore. They're going to move onshore as the morning progresses, with the heaviest showers likely to develop east of I-75 and continuing to push on up towards the east and towards the north. Now for tonight, our rain chances stay very low, 10 to 20% chance all the way through the early morning period. But take a look at 6 o'clock in the morning. We jump from a 20% chance of rain at 5 o'clock to a 40% chance at 6 o'clock. We've got high pressure out here in the Gulf of Mexico, a stalled front to our north, and that frontal system is not going to go anywhere. It's not going to do anything for us. As far as the tropics are concerned, we are watching one system jumping into the Atlantic. We just have to wait and see what that's going to do, if anything. But right now, there's no tropical storm development. This is the remnants of Tropical Depression number 4, and so we're just watching it. It could become a rainmaker for us as it continues to track off towards the west, but that wouldn't take place until possibly Thursday and Friday of this upcoming week. And as far as the rest of our forecast for the rest of this 7-day period, we are expecting to see a 50% chance of rain. That's going to develop over the next several days, and our temperatures are going to stay in the 90s. So it's either a 40 or 50% chance of rain all week long. Adam?
Now, sports.
Two of tennis's well-known stars continue their path towards the finals at Wimbledon this weekend. Seven-time champ Roger Federer taking care of Germany's Misha Zverev in straight sets, advancing to the fourth round for the 15th time in his career. Novak Djokovic looking for his fourth title at the All England Club, topping Ernest Gulbis, also in straight sets, even winning 9 straight games at one point during that match. And also Caroline Wozniacki also making the fourth round with a win against Annette Kontaveit. Saturday, she will be taking on American Coco Vandeweghe on Tuesday. This is the only Grand Slam tournament in which Wozniacki has never reached the quarterfinals. Well, just a week after Steph Curry became the NBA's richest player, James Harden has swept in to claim the title. The Houston Rockets and their star point guard agreeing to a 4-year, $228 million contract extension. Harden was a MVP finalist last season, averaging 29.1 points and an NBA best 11.2 assists. His new contract won't kick in until 2019, so the Rockets don't exceed their salary cap. Friday night, marking the highly anticipated debut of Lonzo Ball, the Lakers' first-round pick, who, according to his outspoken father, is destined to join the elites like LeBron and Jordan. In the beginning, things were looking good. You could see that alley-oop pass from Ball to Brandon Ingram, but that's about as good as it got. Ball struggled offensively. These are the only 2 buckets he scored on the night, 2 for 15 for the game, including just 1 for 11 from downtown. That's the only 3 he hit in the game. And these games are played against other rookies and young players in the NBA Summer League. Los Angeles fans hoping that this is just jitters, not a sign of things to come. The Rays trying to take back the series lead tonight against the Red Sox behind Alex Cobb. The score is 1-0 in the bottom of the 9th. Colome is in for the Rays, trying to close that one out. Well, for the second straight year, the UFC will have to cancel the main event of its International Fight Week show. Amanda Nunes, the defending bantamweight champion, has been hospitalized for unknown reasons. UFC President Dana White has confirmed her scheduled title defense against Valentina Shevchenko tonight has now been scratched. Last July, fighter John Jones was removed from his title defense just 3 days before the fight for violating the anti-doping policy. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has answered calls for recovery and treatment 24/7, 365 days a year. If you're depressed, drinking, using drugs, or taking pills, call now and talk to someone who cares.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Most insurance covers substance abuse. You can get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call 800-622-1941. 800-622-1941.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team.
Just that simple act is transforming someone else's life.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7.
I don't understand why Tallahassee won't allow us to do what we think is best for our community.
Setting aside public dollars for charter schools, a new state law is putting pressure on local school districts. Will it improve education options or deal a blow to our public schools? I'm Alan Cohn. We'll hear what Suncoast school board members are saying about the change.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
The official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Download yours today.
Actor Shia LaBeouf was arrested in Savannah, Georgia today. Police say LaBeouf asked a bystander for a cigarette, and when he refused, he became disorderly, using profanities and other vulgar language. LaBeouf is in Savannah filming something called Peanut Butter Falcon. Pretty self-explanatory. He has since been released on a $7,000 bond. Well, several baby ducklings are safely back with their mother tonight after being rescued from a storm drain in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Look at this. A woman says she thought something was wrong when a duck came over to her on the street and started quacking. The duck led her to this storm drain where 10 baby ducklings were trapped. Animal control responded to the scene, and they were able to rescue those ducklings, and Mama was right there looking along the entire time.
What a great story.
Yeah.
You know,
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.